I think if we're going to see this large-scale change in dietary habits, it basically needs to generate. You basically need to generate meat, which would be lab-grown meat, for example, when it's not just a plant-based substitute for that, but it's the actual thing, just without the cow or the chicken.
Yeah, you've got three ways to solve that. Make the cow better, but even then you have the ethical issues there. Or people who use plant material where they haven't succeeded in matching the taste or the cost. I know they have new generations coming, so I'm hopeful that'll improve. But as you say, the cell-based approaches, they're not going to have a problem with the taste. Their challenge is very much the cost. But there's some great companies, including one called Prolific. It looks like we may get there. So sometimes the path is a lot longer, and we underestimated how easy it would be for people like Beyond and Impossible to become mainstream. But they're out there, doing new versions. So I'm still hopeful. I have to say sausage is an area where it seems to be easier for them to create something where I can't tell the difference, or like a chicken sandwich. Ground beef, they are pretty close, particularly because you have salt and sauces on it. The ultimate might be a steak, although there are companies who say that, even that, they'll be able to achieve something. Almost every type of food, milk, cheese, there's interesting work going on. And so if you can get, say, beef or pork to be made this way, amazingly, that would even help with things like deforestation, because there's a whole chain of how those animals get fed. And so agriculture, I keep trying this stuff. There's a yogurt that I think is absolutely fantastic.
I think we're pretty far away on fish. I haven't yet tried a meat substitute for fish that really matches the taste.
Yeah, but for fish, there's this big trend away from ocean-based fishing to so-called aquaculture. And, that started out as a very environmentally insensitive thing. But now they're really improving what they do with their wastewater, how they control disease. And so it's interesting that we're almost to the point where half of the fish are coming from aquaculture. And at least in Africa, the upside to have a lot more of that is there. So it's not fish substitute, but it's just another way of growing the fish.